Nothing quite like going out and enjoying a day on the lake, especially the last day the motor's under warranty. Welcome back, crew, to this week's episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. Let me know in the comments below how long you actually think this motor could do this for before the motor really does let go. Boating really is one of those activities that's better enjoyed with other people. I mean, it's not too bad to go out there and enjoy a nice quiet day on the lake by yourself, but it's nothing like getting the family involved and getting out on the water and having fun, or even better yet, just you and the significant other heading out for a day of peace and quiet, no kids around, enjoying each other and the water. But that doesn't always go as planned. Now, of course, one huge advantage to bringing your significant other out on the water is having that extra little bit of help. For example, if you wind up stuck at the sandbar, you can always put her in the water and let her push. Now, this crew took a different approach and decided to pull from the dock, but I'm wondering how well this one was thought out. I mean, what actually happens if the motor catches? Is it going back into the dock? Now, one thing you're definitely going to want to do if you decide you're going to go out and go boating with your significant other is actually have a good plan for the day. Pick a good route. Boating with your significant other sometimes can be a little bit stressful, so the last thing you want to do is pick a route that's going to get a little more stress added to the situation. Now, I do have to imagine this guy had nothing but the best of intentions with this day. He's got his wife out in the wilderness, no one around, just peace and calm, thinking he's just gonna have a nice alone day with his wife. And usually when I see images like this of people boating in these situations, they know where they're going and what they're doing. But apparently this is not one of those times, but at least our guy now gets a nice extended stay on an island with his wife. Being high and dry is not all bad though, sometimes it could be a little worse.
Where's the water? Like a lot of water. There's a lot of water in the floor right there.
Sounds like you forgot the plug.
Oh crap.
Did they take the plug out of this thing?
There isn't a plug.
Well, she's kind of right on that fact because there isn't a plug in.
The little thingy?
What little thing?
The thing that pisses?
No?
And of course they don't even have the bilge pump turned on.
It did.
I have to do it. We'll turn it back on. Or I'll turn it back on.
Should we look under here?
Yes, I would definitely be looking in there.
Maybe turn it on. The freaking piss thingy, baby.
Well, the battery's dead, Dingleberry.
Oh my lord.
Get the jumper box.
Sink it.
Get the jumper box.
I'm just guessing this is the next scene they saw.
This has been going on for 10 minutes now, and it still hasn't stopped.
Okay, I've got lots of questions on this one. I mean, obviously, steering, gone. But why are we going full throttle with no steering? Makes absolutely no sense. And here she panics to try and avoid the crab trap, but I gotta imagine they wound up more like this. Now, you may not always want to boat with your significant other. Sometimes they don't want to be there, other times you don't want them there. But I think our guy here takes it just a little too far on trying to convince her not to come anymore. And then, of course, we have the highest stress couple situation out on the water, and that's when we return back to the dock, and the person who is not the captain winds up going to get the tow vehicle and has to back a trailer down a ramp. These situations typically don't end well. For whatever reason, this is the biggest fight we always see down at the ramp is because somebody's struggling to back up a trailer. If you already know that one of you can't do it, that person just doesn't need to do it, or they need to go practice it before you get down to the ramp. Probably save your marriage. Now, of course, you don't need to just go boat with your significant other. You can bring the whole family and the whole crew along, and that's one of the beauty parts of boating, is you guys can get so close and everybody can be together. I mean, our guy in the middle tube's been a little too close this whole time. And of course, when you bring the whole crew with you, you never know what you're going to run into or see out there on the water. There's always going to be something amazing that you might catch, make you stop, pause, and just take a look for a little bit, because you never know what'll happen. For example, you might see something like this here. I bet this crew will never forget this boating day. And then if you've got a really big crew, you can always go on like one of these dinner cruises out on the bay. These are always a nice relaxing time. What's interesting here is the guy who was in the bow of the boat had his camera out and was filming as well. But I don't know why they would be doing that coming this close to the boat, as that's probably footage I would not want leaked.
I don't understand. Like, we're on this dinner cruise thing, and these people are like crazy fine. This is insane.
Now, I'm not 100% sure what's happened here, but for this vessel to come right up and approach this boat like this as well, something's gone on. But even if something's been done by the larger dinner ship, there's no reason to be a boat hole out there on the water.
Are they supposed to be doing this? Hey, you need to stop! What are you doing?
Speaking of needing to stop, our next crew I don't think stopped quite fast enough, and I got a feeling date night down at the marina has been ruined for this couple. I'm wondering if they're thinking it fell off the trailer and nobody knew it. Like, would they keep the trailer there permanently with the boat? It just seems odd to me. I gotta imagine that the person probably knows the boat's off the trailer. And you may not always get the whole family out there on the water. Sometimes you're gonna get those days where you're just gonna have mom and the kids going out there, and the kids quickly learn that mom, well, she's one of those full send captains, and no matter what, when they're out there on the river, she's gonna send it hard. It doesn't matter what the conditions are. And then of course there'll be those days you get no family, and it's just you and the boys or you and your crew out there enjoying a day of fishing and then sending it straight back home. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out on your waterways, be sure to hit us up at Broncos Guru on Facebook or Instagram and let us know, and you might see your stories over here. Just like Brad K. Fish, Tina Hernandez, Captain Steve, Ryan J. Holloway, Adam Coolidge, and Pursuit Outdoors did this week. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here. If not, we're coming to steal your drain plug.